Hello, thank you guys. Welcome back to our lecture. So today we're going to be continuing with streams, and we're going to do the streams practically now. We will be doing the code. So as we start with streams, we want to look at the basics of streams, and that basics will include things like how do you construct a stream, given a list of elements, how do you construct a stream? Given an array, how do you construct a stream? And how can you convert a stream back to an array, to a list, and things like that. So we are going to begin with the array one. So we have an array of strings. Then we want to convert our array to a stream. So we use a utility class called arrays that we already talked about in our previous lectures. So it contains a static method. So if we can click on this method, you will notice that this method is static. And so you're able to say arrays dot without creating an object of it. Then you pass it an array, then it returns a stream of the type of that array. So if it's string, it's an array of string, it will return a stream of strings. Then if it's of maybe another type, it will do exactly that. The difference comes when you are dealing with primitives. As you know, a string is not a primitive. So if you pass it an int array like this, it's going to return to you a primitive type string. As we already talked about what is a primitive type string. A sequence of primitive valued elements supporting sequential and parallel operations. That is a stream, and this is just a specialization of a stream as we learned. So you see that if we give it an int array, it will return an int stream. Let's say we are passing long here. So these values we have to put to mention that it's a long, so that our guy here. So our stream will have to change now to long stream. Sorry. So obviously I have to import this class. Now this has changed. As you can see, this has changed now. So let's see if we had double. Okay, let's see if we have float. So we see that we don't have an array, we don't have a method in the arrays.stream that takes a float. So we see that we have the one that takes int, long, and double only. We don't have for the float. We don't even have for the other types like byte. And that has to actually speak to what we already have, because we know that the primitives that we have is int, stream, we have long stream, we have double stream, and this will cover all the data types, because anyway a float would still be in this range. If you want the float, long like character, byte, and all the short, int, they will fall under this category. Okay, that's fine. So let me go back to what we had previously. We had double stream. So we see how we can get streams, and we see that if you want to convert okay, another way of getting a stream before I go. So if you have a list and you want to convert it into a stream, you just say list.stream. So as I said in my previous lecture, the the collections interface was enhanced to include two methods, stream and parallel stream. And we see we already discussed the parallel stream and we already discussed the stream. So they added these methods to support for the stream operation. So as you can see, what they're doing here, Spliterator, parallel. So you see that these two implementations, they are calling the stream support from stream support. They pass the Spliterator and they say parallel is false. This one parallel is true because you want parallelism. Alright, so having said that, we see that we can create a stream by calling the stream method, or you can say parallel stream and perhaps make this one stream 2. So this will give you a parallel stream that will split your data source so that it can be worked on in chunks. Then we have list.stream that will just call a normal sequential stream, and this one will be a parallel stream. So this is how you can call or get a stream from a collection. So we see that this is defined inside a collection interface, and we know that a list is a collection. If we go to a list interface, list extends from a collection, as you can see. So that's how you can actually get a stream. So now, how do you convert from a stream to a list? So if you have a stream, as we see here, to convert from a stream to a list, you just say Stream.toList. Then it will give you the appropriate type. If it's a primitive stream and you want to convert it to a list, you do not have the toList method like this, but you have a tryArray. So what you could do, you could say double just an array equals, why am I saying double? Because the stream is of type double. So if I wanted to turn this into a list, I will need to do some extra work on it. Yeah, so guys, if you want to convert from double stream to a, let's say you are targeting list of doubles, and you want this to eventually become list of doubles. So you can do it in a couple of ways. Actually, the first manual one could be, you have something like this, you have list, relist, so then you say for, then you say double D, then you say in AR, or you don't even need to say that. You can just put this one here, and you say list.add D. Then you have list of doubles. Then you can just operate with this. If I say this out list, then I have say demo2, I run the code. Demo2 must be static. I run the code. I get a list, as you can see, the one that I just printed here. But this way of creating an array of list from a double stream is a bit burdensome. There's a lot of code. There is a better way of doing it. So you can actually say stream dot, you can box this thing. So when you box it, you are converting it into as we saw in our previous thing. So when you box it, you're actually converting it into a stream of double values. Then now, for you to make this a stream, can just say dot collect. Then now you have a collection. So let me go back. I just wanted to show you what the boxed means. So we can just do this. Then we have a list of doubles. We'll talk about collects more when we continue with our lecture. So if I run this code, I'm still going to get the same thing. So this is how you actually can go about it. So we already saw that when you already have a stream and you want to convert it to a list, and it's not a primitive type stream, then you can just call the toList method. And we also saw that when it's a primitive type string, you don't have the toList, you have a toArray and all that, and it requires you to do some additional work to eventually convert it into a list. So guys, in terms of creating streams, converting streams to arrays, to list, this is about it. See you in the next video. Thank you.